Good morning and welcome again to Morning Devotions and Happy Easter. This is a day that we celebrate Christ has risen. But I want to talk to you about a couple of things today. It wasn't easy to get the apostles to believe in the resurrection. Even though Jesus had told them every time he taught them about his suffering and death, he told them, on the third day I will rise again. Yet none of them were standing at the tomb waiting for him because he promised. These men had been through the tragedy. They'd seen the skin ripped off of his back. They'd watched him suffer and die on the cross. Tragedy has a way of making you forget the promises. So when Jesus rose from the dead, in fact, he got after the two men on the road to Emmaus. He looked at them and said, slow of heart to believe, in Luke 24, verse 25. But did you notice how patient Jesus was with getting them to believe? He knew that the tragedy kind of blinds your mind to the promises. Tragedy kind of consumes all of your thoughts and your emotions and your desires, and tragedy just consumes you. So what did he do? Well, he appears to the women. The women come back and tell Peter. Peter runs to the tomb along with his companion, and he sees that the tomb is empty. He appears to the two men on the road to Emmaus, which were definitely companions. We'll talk more about that next week. He appears to them and eats dinner with them and said, put your hands here in my side and put your fingers here in my hands. He does all of that because he understands people are slow to believe because of the tragedy that they have been through. Now, I'm not an evangelist. I'm a pastor. An evangelist can get everybody all excited and emotional and let's have a miracle right now tonight. I'm a pastor. Like Pastor Jesus, I have to sit down with people, understand the emotions, the tragedy, the pain that they've been through, and understand sometimes it takes a while to get people to believe. Sometimes they are slow to believe, and we have to help them work through the process. And we have to show them again and again and again, like the two men with the road to Emmaus. Jesus sat down and basically gave them a Christology lesson from Genesis to Malachi. He just laid it all out. I mean, I would have loved to have listened to that. When I get to heaven, maybe I'll ask Jesus to teach me the lesson he taught the two on the road to Emmaus. But Jesus was so patient in multiple appearances and in teaching, even sitting down and eating dinner with them, because it was hard to believe because of what they've been through. Now, some of you on this Resurrection Sunday morning, you've been through tragedy. You've been through pain. You've had the doctor tell you some very, very hard, bad news, some very negative things, some very bad reports. And maybe because of the pain and the tragedy, it's hard for you to have hope and faith for the promises. You're a little slow to believe. Jesus doesn't condemn you. Jesus sits down and patiently walks you through what you need to understand, and he helps you believe.